No, wait, no. Okay, cool, right, yes. Sorry, I started this video, then I realised I was wrong, I'd made a mistake, but now I think I've got it right. So, about a year and a half ago, I made a video about how the Flash timeline is wrong. And at the time, it was right. It was right at the time. But then CW added more time travel. And I had to correct it. And then they added Legends. And I had to correct it again. And then they did crossovers. And I had to correct it again. Then they did season 3. And I had to correct it again. And I had it right. And I was happy. And then they did Christ on Earth X. And I had to correct it again. And then they did, well, they're going to do, what is it? Oh, fuck. Else Oddworld. Else, whatever it's called. They don't even have a crossover. And before that happens, I'm getting this out. I've worked on this. It's taken me 2 years to get it right. I figured out the Flash timeline. The one that makes sense. The way it all makes sense. How Eobard's alive. How the timeline's that fucked. How Savitar existed. How being erased works. I figured it out. So sit the fuck down and listen up if you're interested. Fair warning. Spoilers alert for Legends, Arrow, Supergirl, and Flash. And any other... actually, no, not yet. But if any other shows come in, I'm sure there's going to be eventually spoilers. If you're not up to date on all the shows... well, if you're not up to date on Arrow, Flash, and Legends, spoilers. If you're not up to date on Christ on Earth X on Supergirl, spoilers. After that, I don't know anymore. I haven't watched anymore since then. But, okay. The Flash timeline. Let's figure this shit out. Alright. Point A. The original part of the timeline. This is the original timeline. This is where everything normally happened. This is before Eobard runs back in time and kills Nora Allen. This is the original timeline where 2020, Harrison Wells turns on the particle accelerator, Barry Allen becomes the Flash. That's the original timeline. But 2151, Eobard Thawne is born.
You have questions, go ahead.
Not sure where to start. Thawne? That is your real name? Eobard Thawne?
Since the day I was born.
And when was that?
136 years from now.
2180, no. Sometime before 2180, 2170 to 2180, Eobard Thawne runs back in time and appears in the season 2 episode, which is the return of the Reverse Flash, I think. Is that what it's called? Here's the name of it. Yeah. Eobard Thawne runs back in time, finds the location where Barry Allen's from.
Gideon.
Was the trip a success, Professor Thawne?
I believe it was. I finally figured out what time period the Flash is from. Now let's figure out a way to get home.
He finds the time location. He doesn't know the identity of Barry Allen yet, but this is where he finds out about Star Labs, Harrison Wells, and Cisco Ramon.
You know who I am? You died! Good to know. Who are you?
My name is Cisco Ramon.
Who are you? No one of consequence. No. I doubt that. This is where he learns about you. All of you. It's how he knows about Star Labs, how he knows about me. Harrison Wells from this Earth. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. This is his origin story.
2180. Eobard Thawne runs back in time and kills Nora Allen.
You would not become the Flash, and so I stabbed your mother in the heart.
And this is the first diversion on the timeline. This is what becomes the beta timeline. And this is the timeline we see through season 1. A1, March 18th, 2000. Eobard Thawne kills Nora Allen, creating an alternate timeline. Alternate timeline is made. Eobard Thawne is trapped on this timeline.
What's happening to me? Your latest time jump against the Flash caused a massive drain on your powers. Your cells contain no trace of the Speed Force.
That's impossible.
Your ability to move at super speed as well as travel in time has been completely depleted.
How am I supposed to get back?
You can't.
B1. Late March to April 2000. Eobard Thawne kills Harrison Wells and takes his identity.
To save you. They're coming to save me.
B2. April 2000. Harrison Wells opens Star Labs.
You opened your lab a month after Nora Allen's murder.
B3. December 11th, 2013. Harrison Wells turns on the particle accelerator and creates metahumans. Harrison Wells being Eobard Thawne at this point. B4. October 2014. Barry Allen wakes up as a metahuman. B5. Barry Allen accidentally runs it back in time, creating an alternate timeline in... What's the episode called? Not Flashback. Rogue Time. In Rogue Time, Barry Allen runs back in time, creates an alternate reality, the C timeline. Events transpire throughout the C timeline. Barry continues on a normal, slight difference and different line change, such as Leonard Stark becoming the new Godfather, the tidal wave not happening. That's what happens in this part of the timeline. This is the C timeline now. C1, 2015. Barry Allen runs back in time and prevents his mother's death from the... there. No, wait. No, that's the wrong bit. That's future bit. 2015. Barry Allen opens up a wormhole, end of season 1, and runs back in time to save his mother, but is prevented from doing so by the future Flash.
Think about your mother.
What's that? What happened? Barry, he's gone.
Look, the wormhole. It is stable. Start the clock.
C2. Barry returns to the current timeline and fights Eobard Thawne, where Eddie Thawne kills himself and erases Eobard Thawne from the timeline.
I always win. Flash.
What's happening? Eddie is his ancestor. If Eddie dies, he'll never be born. And he's being erased from existence.
I've controlled your life for so long, Barry. How will you get along without me?
XX, an earlier version of Eobard Thawne, comes back, and that's season 2. That's what happens at the beginning. That's an earlier version, but that's in season 2, so that's why I'm re-including it there. C3. Barry Allen runs back in time. C3. Yeah, Barry Allen runs back in time to the B timeline and wants to get the speed equation from Eobard Thawne, Harrison Wells.
Why are you here?
Because I want to go faster, and you're the only one who can teach me. You're the only one who's figured out the equation. The Speed Force.
Oh, hey, Barry. How was your trip?
Through slight variations, the timeline gets changed and they fall onto the D timeline. This is the one where Hartley Hathaway is working with Flash. He's never mentioned again, never reappears and kind of like, hey, you've changed the timeline kind of thing in the episode. But he's never seen again. So we have no idea. Yeah. Now we're on the D timeline. I don't have the D timeline knotted down. This is problematic. But okay. The D timeline is the events after... Okay, Barry needs to get faster to defeat Zoom. So the D timeline is season 2. D1 is the moment after Hunter Zolomon is defeated and becomes the Black Flash. This is important. It's important to later remember it. I'm sure you have, since you've already seen it. You know what's happened. But yeah, D1, Barry Allen defeats Hunter Zolomon. Hunter Zolomon becomes the Black Flash. And Barry runs back in time and stops Eobard Thawne. This creates Flashpoint. And now I have a slight problem with this one. Flashpoint happens in 2016, I think. It's either 2016 or 2017. But the problem being here is this is a world line without Eobard Thawne. Eobard Thawne never interfered in Flashpoint. So why are there metahumans?
In the year 2020, you and your wife, Tess Morgan, successfully launched a particle accelerator that changed the course of history. I need it to happen a bit sooner if I'm going to get back. Much sooner.
We're aware that there are more metahumans because we see Savitar from season 3 take the identities people from Flashpoint and bring them to what becomes the E timeline, or the season timeline, the timeline that we follow. In the Flashpoint timeline, there should not be metas. We find out Kid Flash, Wally West, gets his abilities when his car is struck by lightning and the nitrous mixes up.
What I don't know is how you got your speed.
Oh, okay. So before I went on the straight and narrow, I used to drive illegal cars. I was messing around with a new nitro formula to get my engine revving faster. Then one night, I'm racing in a thunderstorm. My car gets struck by lightning. And then it must have mixed with the formula because, boom, I was in a coma for 9 months. And then when I woke up, I was the fastest man alive. The Flash.
It's unclear if that's because of a particle accelerator, if that's literally just because of lightning. It's never revealed how the rival gets his speed, but if there's other metas in the universe, chances are that it probably means there's a particle accelerator. Now, there is an answer to this, which is Tess Morgan created the particle accelerator in 4 years, and the particle accelerator was turned on in the year 2004. Which is the only logical answer, but it's a bit of a stretch. Anyway, Flashpoint. Barry starts losing his speed. He runs back in time. No, wait. Okay, yeah. So, Eobard Thawne returns... No, wait, what's happening here? Hush. Brain, thinking. Lots of fools. Flashpoint 1. Barry lost his speed. So Eobard is released from his cage and sent back to kill Nora Allen. At which point, the original timeline returns. But, here's where it gets complicated. Between Eobard Thawne killing Nora Allen and returning Barry Allen to his doorstep.
There we go. Things are back to how they should be. Well, for me, anyway. For you... well... I guess you'll just have to wait and find out.
Legends of Tomorrow happens. The entire season. Legends Season 2, the Martin Stein timeline, and Doom World. All of that happens... Oh, no, there's more, in fact, isn't there? No, wait, no, there's more than that. Right. So, Flashpoint. Eobard Thawne runs back in time and kills Nora Allen. After he kills Nora Allen, he has to preserve the timeline. He needs to stay in the present and create the particle accelerator that turns Barry Allen into the Flash. Because after killing Nora Allen, he becomes stuck there and he needs to get home. So he must reenact the events of the last 15 years. He reenacts season 1 with very subtle changes. Such as the particle accelerator no longer gets turned on in December. It gets turned on in January. As we find out in season 4 from The Thinker.
I was born on the same evening you were, January 7th, the night Star Labs particle accelerator bathed Central City in gene-altering dark matter.
Which says the timeline gets turned on. This is not effect of a Flashpoint. This is not because of Flashpoint. Many people believe it's Flashpoint, but I believe it's a point of Eobard being different. He knows he has to reenact season 1. He knows he has to do everything. It's unclear how he knows how he dies, but a lot like this is this bit of speculation. But this is the only logical answer that makes sense. So Eobard Thawne reenacts season 1. However, before his death, before he gets to go home, he makes a time remnant. After which, one of them runs off and joins the Legion of Doom. The other one becomes erased by Eddie killing himself. This is the reason there is a time. This is why the Black Flash is racing after him in Legends. He was erased from the timeline, but the actual Eobard, the Eobard that is prevented from killing Nora Allen, he's trapped in a cage. Then he's set free. He goes back. He kills Nora Allen. He reenacts season 1 because this time the version of Eobard Thawne that originally did that was erased, meaning there was no Eobard Thawne to reenact season 1. Meaning the one from Flashpoint had to reenact season 1 in order to make the Flash. Meaning that is the original Eobard. That is not a time remnant. That is the real Eobard Thawne. However, since he made a time remnant and fucked with timeline, the Black Flash is chasing after him throughout time.
Whatever is hunting me is far worse than a time wraith.
During Legends of Tomorrow, Martin Stein creates another timeline where Lily Allen exists. This is sometime between 1987, actually it's sometime in that year, which makes the Martin Stein timeline. It's not very important, but it's a subtle change. Things happen. But after Legion of Doom, right, so this, okay, complicated bit. Right, so Legion of Doom happens. 1916, Battle of the Somme. Eobard Thawne gets the Spear of Destiny and creates Doomworld.
My name is Eobard Thawne. With the help of Damien Dark, Malcolm Merlin, Leonard Snart, and Mick Rory, I've obtained the Spear of Destiny, an ancient artifact with the power to rewrite reality itself. And we have. It's a brave new world.
Or he does that in the Legion of Doom, which is somewhere in the... It's unspecified where it is. It's probably in the future. It might be in a time spear. It might be in a time craft. It's unclear. It's in the Legion of Doom's headquarter. He makes the Legion of Doom, which makes Doomworld. Doomworld then happens, but Eobard Thawne was never originally at the Battle of the Somme. That's how we know when the Legends go back to 2016, the Eobard they're fighting is not the original version. It's a time remnant. It is the one from Doomworld. And he is messing with the timeline. He's not only messing with the timeline, he's made hundreds of clones of himself. He's made an army of time remnants, which really would piss off time wraiths.
These guys!
I don't have a script if you can't tell. I've got points, I've got notes, but I haven't got a script. He makes time remnants that pisses off the time wraiths. After which, he's erased. However, that is the Doomworld Eobard Thawne. The actual original Eobard Thawne from before Doomworld, the one waiting for the spear to be returned, is still alive. After which, he runs Barry Allen back to his doorstep.
Things are back to how they should be. Well, for me, anyway. For you... well...
I guess you'll just have to wait and find out.
But today,
I get to be the hero. For you. Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and find out.
What? What does that mean?
See you sometime soon, Flash.
So we are now on the E timeline. That's where we are. So Legion of Doom, Eobard Thawne, time remnants are destroyed, but the original Eobard Thawne is not killed. Now it's not explained. There is no logical answer why the Black Flash is no longer chasing Eobard. There is no answer for that. Actually, I do have one theory, which is after the events of time fracturing from the Legends interacting with their past self, they end up messing with time enough that the Black Flash no longer cares about Eobard. It's just kind of like, hey, yeah, there was Legends. Because during Crisis on Earth X, which is on the MS timeline, the Mine Stein timeline, because Lily Stein. No, wait, the Crisis on Earth X happens on the F timeline because that's the Nora Allen timeline. Nora Allen comes back. She's at the wedding of Nora Allen. She's at the wedding of Barry Allen and Iris West.
You're getting married.
I am.
Today.
Yes, I am today, yeah.
Yeah.
Crisis on Earth X happens. F1. Nora Allen comes back and makes subtle changes to the past. F2. Now, sometime before F2, Eobard Thawne runs back in time to just before or earlier than Harrison Wells is killed. The original Harrison Wells. And he steals his face.
Thawne.
Direct from Earth 1. Do you like my face?
It's the face you were wearing when I became the Flash.
I thought I'd put it on again. You know, for old time's sake. Plus, handsome.
I watched you die.
Or did you? Time travel, Barry. So very confusing. I always seem to be saying that to you. Don't I?
We know this because he says direct from Earth 1. So we know that's the original face. And I have another theory on that, but another time. F2. Crisis on Earth X happens. Events play out. Eobard Thawne is allowed to run off.
Go on. End it. End it! What's stopping you? I forgot. Barry Allen is above killing. Isn't that right?
Get out of here.
I wonder what face I'll be wearing next time we meet. Flash.
Can't wait.
F2. Crisis on Earth X happens. Now, the reason I don't think this makes another timeline is I believe Crisis on Earth X always happened. Because there are a lot of events here that you think, that'll make a new timeline. But it's more, I think, that always happened in the timeline. Like, even though aliens from space come down and attack the timeline, that was always happening. That always happened on the timeline at that date. You could go from world line A, B, or C on January 6th, 2030. Steve would always drop his coffee. Unless you're interfered, which did make it another time remnant, or not, make it another timeline. F2, Crisis on Earth X happens. Eobard Thawne is not killed because Barry refuses to kill, and Eobard Thawne runs off. F3, Nora West Allen helps destroy the satellite. And that's where we are, season 5. That explains it all. There is no more. Oh, one other thing. During the recreation of season 1, where Eobard Thawne has to run back through the timeline to preserve it, the reason Black Flash isn't running after him is, personal feeling, is one, the Black Flash technically hasn't been created yet, even though it's in a Speed Force. I think time's confusing, but I think the season 1, like I said, a lot of this is speculation, but it's the most logical answer that makes sense towards the timeline. It's kind of the only answer that makes sense. Anything else I need to say? Nope, I think that's it. Yeah. I want to talk about why there's metahumans in on Flashpoint. Season 5 is currently happening, so if there's any changes, today is currently the 17th of November 2018. Any changes, anything that happens after that alters the timeline, I have no foreshadow of, I can't know of. I'm not a speedster. Honestly, trust me, totally not. You don't know my identity though. Right. Flashpoint. That's what I want to talk about. Flashpoint was not responsible for Dante's death. Nor was it responsible for Caitlin's powers. Or at least, I don't think so. I think Dante's death and the West falling out, that was because of Eobard reenacting season 1. Slight changes, like I said. Like, made a time remnant, the particle accelerator date changed, and Dante's death. Nope, I think that's it. Nope, that all makes sense. So, there we have it. The Flash timeline explained up to season 5. If you dare change the timeline again, CW, I will burn your buildings down. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? If you think I'm wrong, I'm burning your building down as well. I'll burn everything down. I've burned enough things down already. This has driven me insane. Everything makes sense, more or less. And that does not make sense, the most logical answer has explained it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed. I know it's shameless promotion, but at the end of the video, I've worked really hard on this, and if you want to see more shit like this, you want to stick around. Shanahan out.